from the Just Chopsing podcast. Here we are today with my cousin David and a band called Cult Icon. They're a five-piece band from Birkenhead. Looking at your bio, you were formed in 2020, lads?
Yeah, that's right.
Formed in the fires of 2020.
in the doldrum. So you're like a bit like a phoenix out of the ashes, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. Formed in the bad bit. Beer for the good bit.
Did you know each other prior to forming the band?
Well, it was a bit of a mad one, really, wasn't it? Because I think Lee and Taff, who we're missing at the moment, they were mates like years and years before, and they were in a band. What was your band called, Lee?
Oh, we were in a band called Slide, who probably aren't worth checking out, I'll be honest. And then I knew the drummer Peach through his sister. Me and his sister were in the same year in school together. And then we actually didn't know Tom. Tom came and auditioned for the band, like, and because we had our first practice together, and it sounded a bit. It didn't sound as good as it could, so we thought, we could do with another guitar player here. And our bassist Taff said, I know someone who plays guitar, and then Tom come in, and then from then the band formed. In regards to Candlish, I knew Candlish, but I didn't know he could sing. And then I seen some videos on Facebook. I think he was at open mic nights and he was doing the covers of the Doors and stuff like that. And then I just got in contact with him and said, do you want to get together and do something? And that's pretty much how we formed.
Oh, so it's basically your band, is it, Lee?
Yeah.
I think that's fair, isn't it? That's probably fair.
He's definitely the sun in this solar system, that's for sure. Like.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much got it all together and.
Yeah. I pulled them all in a room and said, you better fucking learn how to play now.
Yeah.
Golden Malaga, we call them.
So, were any of you other guys in any other bands, or?
Yeah, I think I was in metal bands as a teenager, and then sort of just gave up once you get to sort of like 18, 19. You start being more interested in the pub.
You just found a pair of 110s, and that was it, lad.
That was it. Yeah, I dropped the skateboard and went for Air Max. But yeah, I've been in bands since I was maybe 11 or 12 because my dad, my old man, has played in pubs and like bars from sort of Chester to Liverpool for maybe 30 plus years.
Okay.
So when there's a guitar in every corner of every room in your house, you sort of eventually end up picking one up, and then that sort of died off around 18, 19, and then, as Lee mentioned before, I got the message about an audition for this band last year. So there was about a 6-year break, and then we've been steady ever since.
Oh, right, cool. So, is your dad well known, or is he?
He's locally well known. Yeah, he's done a few big things as well. He was in a Who tribute band that went on tour through Brazil in 2019, I think, or 2018. He's played in Belgium and Portugal as well.
Okay.
But primarily just through Liverpool and the world. But that's all he's done. He's a bit lucky in that respect. He hasn't had a regular job.
He says that, you see, but we done a gig recently at a place called Jimmy's in Liverpool, and we sold it out. And Tom's trying to be a bit modest there. I literally had about 40 people coming up to me going, is that Teddy O'Shea's son? Is that Teddy O'Shea? And I'm going, yeah. And they were like, oh, we know Teddy. We know Teddy. I went into Tom and said, fucking hell, might as well get your dad up. It looks like he's scored out more than we have.
I think infamous is probably appropriate.
Teddy's belter, like, bear in mind, like, at the moment, we don't have any merch. And, like, he was standing at the front in a Cult Icon t-shirt. And we're like, we don't have Cult Icon t-shirts yet. I got and printed one himself. And I absolutely loved that.
And then we rang Trading Standards and sued them.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Took it off in there and then.
Who does he think he is?
Yeah, got saved.
And what about you, James? Were you singing in other bands?
No, mate. This is my first band. Literally, I left uni in 2013. And basically didn't really do anything prior to that other than karaoke, honestly. and then just kind of picked it up when I was working in bars in 2014, and basically just been singing in different bars with different mates since then. Just really waiting for an opportunity to be in a band, because like when you just sing and like write a little bit as well, just like, hey, let's make a band, and what have you got to offer other than that? Do you know what I mean? I feel like you're the after bit. You come around, it's just seasoning. Lyrics and singing is seasoning at the end of the day. I feel like the main bit is drums, bass, guitar for me anyway.
I get where you're coming from actually. So what were your main influences then? As a, you've also got all different tastes, I guess.
It's quite different altogether. Like mine personally, I got majorly into blues from my uncle when I was younger. So like John Lee Hooker, Howlin' Wolf, all these like old greats, and like just like the way they sing, the way they sound, like the attitude, and I love all that. And then growing up listening to like some like early proto punk, like the Stooges, other great bands like that, like people with amazing stage presence and just keeping you engaged. Like that, I'd say, is like my influences.
Mine sounds really cliche, being someone from near Liverpool, but the story behind it's a bit crazy. So my influences are the Beatles, so basically John Lennon, George Harrison, and the other two.
Guy playing drums.
I was never really into sort of that type of music, and then I went and stayed at my aunties and uncles who were in Newcastle. They live in Newcastle, and my uncle Trevor is an incredible guitar player, unbelievable. Like, and I was there, and I was about 13, I think, 14, and I was speaking to him about the guitar and that, and he was like, "Oh, you want to listen to the Beatles? You really like the Beatles and that." So it turned out that it was a Geordie who got me into a Liverpool band, and then since then, yeah, I mean, the Beatles just sort of opened up this whole new world to me, because then you start looking at who were they influenced by, and you go back through your Chuck Berrys, your Elvis Presley, and then who were they influenced by, and it all forms back like the very early stuff and that. And then from then you start getting into bands who were influenced by the Beatles, and you've got like, I mean, probably every band is in some way. Then you start going down routes, and you're like, sort of, even bands like Black Sabbath, and you think, how have they wrote like Iron Man from All You Need Is Love or something like that? What they're influenced by. But yeah, at the minute, I think with this band, one of my biggest influences is the Black Keys. I'm big into the Black Keys, and yeah, I think a lot of our tunes sort of complement that as well.
Yeah, when I listen to it, really. Bit Black Keys. I text David earlier and said, stuff's a bit Black Keys, really.
I'll take that as a massive compliment.
Yeah, Black Keys, I gotta be honest.
You never heard of Black Keys?
Never heard of them.
Fucking hell, Dave.
You need to listen to it. Amazing.
Yeah, fucking co-host.
I think they're on like the 90th album as well.
When I listened to you, I heard the Rival Sons. Have you heard them?
They're
mega as well. Rival Sons.
They're probably a lot more modern than they, I guess, compared to one of the Black Keys been around donkey's years, are they?
Yeah.
25 years, I guess.
Rival spot on. Like,
I'm all cutting edge on that now. I'm
yeah, he's more Miley Cyrus, to be honest.
That's
Matthew's not on. Miley Cyrus is his biggest influence.
That Miley's done some like really decent stuff recently, though. To be fair to her.
Yeah, she's changed a lot, hasn't she?
Yeah, it up with
making that jump from like all like the country and like all like the teen stuff to like what she's doing now. Like it kind of went pop, and now when you're looking at it, it's all like pretty much it is just rock and roll. Like all their new stuff's like just pure rock and roll. It's just like spanning all those genres. Like
you get a lot of that though with artists as well, because I remember my girlfriend likes like Harry Styles music and stuff like that. She wasn't a fan of like One Direction, but like his solo stuff. And I got her his first album on vinyl, and she had it on one day. And he's got a track on that album called Kiwi. And if you haven't listened to it, it's an absolute banger. Like, yeah. At first, I was ashamed of saying Harry Styles wrote banger, right? But now it's really good. Like, I'll send you the link to it. It's brilliant.
The nice thing, Lee, is this is going to be on YouTube forever.
Yeah, it is, yeah. But you know what, Harry? If you're watching, we're up for a support slot whenever you need it.
Any day, lad. Any day. Or Miley, whatever.
Yeah.
Miley's changed a lot,
swear
you know,
down,
because she's fucking hanging out with Joan Jett, and she's been partying with Joan Jett for about 5 years. You know who Joan Jett is?
Yeah, fucking right. Runaways.
And I heard an interview. She was on Joe Rogan a few months ago.
Yeah.
And the way her voice has changed and everything, it's just basically from too much partying. She's burnt herself out, and her voice has changed so much.
Yeah.
But she's just been getting fucked up with Joan Jett. So.
Well, I mean, it
sense.
does, like, if you're doing, like, what was it? Was it having this conversation with the other day, Mate Jules, talking about Roger Daltrey and the way that when you look at the Who, they've got this massive reputation as being hellraisers. But what Daltrey was doing was like swerving off the coke broadly, like when they were going on stage, like not doing it, or even like having a go at people smoking in the front line because he didn't want to affect his voice. And I mean, like, that's why he's got that longevity, and that's why he can still do it now.
Yeah, but I think that came in the later years. I don't think that was in the early years. To be honest.
But it's like when you start realizing, oh shit, I'm fucking losing it here, like, or when you like, here's another example, like fucking Axl Rose sounds like absolute shite now.
He does. He's fucked.
If you want a prime example of how drugs will fuck your voice up, listen to like Oasis in 1993 and 4, and then look at them at Glastonbury in 2004, where Liam Gallagher sounds like fucking Kermit the Frog when he's singing.
Yeah, that's a good example.
Like 10 years.
He's a good example of getting it back as well, because you listen to him recently, and he's since his 2 solo albums, and he's got a sort of softness back. Whereas the difference between like 96 and 2006 is pretty aggressive.
Have I made this up? Someone told me this the other day. Like, cocaine, like, it doesn't exactly calcify your like vocal chords, but it does something similar to that. So literally, like, when they've got to be like flexible, like basically like rubber bands. You know, and you've got like an old rubber band where it's just all like dirty and scabby and looks like it'll snap at any minute. Like, that's pretty much what gear does to it. I feel like quite a lot of bands like these days, they like quite a lot of mates I know, they're just swerving off all that shite because they want to be like, I want to be serious about it, and this is what I want to go for.
So no, it never really hurt my voice.
Yeah, I'd be more worried the fact that it's coming into the country in fucking petrol barrels and up dogs' arses and stuff.
If you watch How's Me, that's the fucking worst thing you should be worried about. Fucking hell.
Hey, I watched the YouTube thing on it, and that's like meant to be like pure cocaine.
Yeah.
And it's still made with like battery acid and stuff like that. And
it's fucking horrendous. Diesel. Fucking check the diesel in there.
And you've got people worried about a fucking vaccine.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, just like, no.
You don't know what the fuck you're sticking up your nose, fucking
you could also go the other way though. Like, look at Kelly Jones. Like, the more gravelly his voice gets, the more I like it. Do you know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah, like Tom Waits and shit like that.
I think his singing style though is naturally gravelly anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because even if you listen back to like the early Stereophonics albums and stuff, it's like that then. I mean, obviously now it's more so, but he's just quality anyway, isn't he?
Great songs.
Well, he's a good songwriter and stuff. Yeah. I think he's a bit of a cunt in real life. Like,
I've never the guy. I think he's fairly small, isn't he?
Well, he's Welsh, mate. All Welsh people are fucking small.
I can sing.
So what were your influences, Tom? Because we fucking totally dodged you a minute.
Yeah, sweet.
Well, it's hard, isn't it? Because where we're from, anyone who sort of has a half interest in guitar gets bottle fed the Beatles. And I was no different. My dad was in a Beatles tribute band called the Fab Four, so
okay.
One of them. But on top of that, I mean, I'm more of like a hard rock and roll kind of guy. The church is sort of like Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, and I think that comes across in my playing. And then as far as recent guitar players goes, people like John Frusciante, who's from the Chili Peppers. He's a big Hendrix guy anyway. And then some of the more weird Pink Floyd stuff from the earlier albums, I'm really into. a lot of AC/DC as well. A lot of just your hard rock and roll sort of classic stuff, you know, from the Beatles onwards.
Yeah.
I'd say that's what I'm listening to still on a daily basis, I would say.
Oh, cool. So you got a decent mix, and you could bring your influences to the table and mix it up a little bit.
Yeah,
it's going to sound like Lennon McCartney, but by the sound.
I think we're all it's quite universal because we've all got our own taste, but we do a cover in our set which goes down really well of Born Slippy by Underworld.
All right.
So
Okay.
we're all into sort of that side of it as well. We do like our dance music and stuff as well. So it's not just like we're strictly fucking rock and roll and anything else is shite. It's like, especially our drummer, he's really into like his sort of funk and dance stuff as well. But yeah, I think we just draw an influence from like a lot of places.
Okay, you haven't got a keys player, have you?
We haven't.
No.
I was going to say, how the fuck are you playing that?
We play it on guitar. We jammed it out in the practice room once, and we were like, and then we were like, are we going to do this? And then we thought, fuck it, let's go for it. And then we played it, and it just went mental, like, and we were like, yeah, we'll keep hold of that for a bit.
We done a cover of Hot Stuff by Donna Summer, our first gig as well, which was a bit different.
Let's do that again.
Yeah, we should do that again.
I remember that. Yeah, go on.
Only if you dress up.
Yeah. It's more fun to take a song that sort of comes from left field and making a completely different cover out of it, isn't it? I think, rather than just take like a rock song and covering it almost as if it sounds on the record.
Yeah.
You get something extra when you take a song that's outside of your genre, I think, and then sort of try and build it into something that sounds local to you.
Yeah.
You've got to deconstruct it, haven't you? You've got to like take it away from that genre, and bring it back to something else. Like particularly Thin Lizzy, what they did with Irish music in terms of, like, I think their first album was pretty much just all like folk songs.
Yeah, Irish folk.
But they turned it into rock and roll, and like that was mega at the time because it was like how they worked out, like, you know, the key changes, how they done it this way. Like Whiskey in the Jar is still like absolutely mega, and it's like a really old Irish folk song.
Yeah.
Like I still think their version outshines Metallica's version, like years and years.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I think
just
so. Yeah.
mega.
Yeah, cool, man. So you've got your first EP, The Steel, that's just been released?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
What's the date today? Yeah, so it was probably, 2 weeks ago? A week ago, maybe?
Yeah, about that now, yeah.
So Friday the 23rd, we released it, and then we done the sold-out gig on the 24th. And I was really impressed, to be honest, because I remember playing, and we've got a track called Miss You on that EP, which is sort of going off. A lot of people are into that track, which I was surprised by because it was originally never going to be on the EP. And then we played that live, and there was people singing back, and I was like, fucking hell, we only put this out yesterday. This is like real.
Is that the acoustic-y song?
Yeah.
It's got a bit of an acoustic vibe to it?
Yeah, it originally was acoustic, and then we added like a really good bass line to it, and then kept it like electric because we thought we don't really want to mellow the EP out that much because the other 3 tracks are like quite hard hitting in a way. But yeah, that song's done really well, and then the track Steel that the EP is named after, that's getting a lot of radio play as well. So it's gone down really well. I'm really impressed with how well it's gone, to be honest. I'm happy about it.
Yeah, because I think you've got like 4 or 5. How many songs are on there? 5 songs?
4 altogether, yeah.
Oh, there's 4 on there. Because you've got 4 or 5 on Spotify, haven't you?
Yeah. So I think we got 7 in total, including the EP.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, there's 4 tracks on there, but yeah, I'm well impressed with how it went. Like in the first day, it got over 1,000 streams, so we were like, fucking hell. We hadn't even like really pushed it that much either, but yeah, it's gone down really well. Yeah,
I listened to that song. I listened to all the stuff today, and that song jumped out a little bit more than the others, to be honest. I don't know if it's because of the lyrics or, everybody misses somebody at some time. So
yeah, it's a complete like sort of it fits our sound, but it's different to what we are, kind of thing. And I think that's why people like it, because I don't think it's sort of expected either. And when it comes in, it throws you a little bit. But yeah, we wrote that in a writing session, and I think that was one that was it was recorded like on our phone, and we hadn't used it for a while. And it's only like 3 chords, and then we added the bass line in, and it sort of opened it all up.
Yeah, well, it's a nice song. So
that was done in one take. I remember, like the way I try and write is like if they'll be playing something or jamming something, and then I'll record what it is, and normally I'll take that home, like the riff, the drums, whatever, and then I'll sing lyrics over that from like a stream of consciousness kind of thing. And then I've got a skeleton of a song, and then like there'll be words that aren't right, and then I'll make it fit. But with Miss You, it kind of just all flowed out. And like the words pretty much that are on the EP as you hear them now, they've not really changed from what came out my mouth as they played it. So I didn't take it away with me. I just like started singing over the top of an acoustic guitar, and that's how it came out. And I'm really proud of that. But like trying to capture that moment again is like trying to capture like lightning in a bottle. You know what I mean? But I'm really happy with that. Like I'm really happy with the whole EP, but I'm really happy with that song in particular. I'd say that's the one that means most to me anyway.
Yeah. It's a nice song actually. So
Yeah, it's good.
I think the good thing about a song that sounds like that as well, and has really distinct sounds, that it almost picks what the topic of the lyrics will be. In a sense, I think you hear the sort of chords, like you said, and how acoustic it is and how sort of folky it is, and it sort of evokes feelings of sort of missing people, or maybe being on the road, or people who work away from home, or you know, the breakup relationships and stuff. And I think because that is the way Canvas writes a lot, and it's the way we sort of write as a band together, is that the song will be built from a chord progression or from a riff, and then Canvas will just will start to spin lyrics at it. And I think you can see that throughout the EP, is that it's a really organic feel to it, and everything's slowly been built up in layers from one point to another. And I think that's why it's been received so well. That song in particular, even though it's not that indicative of our sound as a whole.
All right, cool. So you got some. Have you got any big festivals coming out? I see you got one festival called Festival. Is that a local festival or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
We've just played that one on Saturday.
Right, okay.
We played it in a place called Future Yard, which is a new venue by us. Canvas actually works in there. But yeah, that was really good. It was about 350 people, I think, in total. So that was decent. And then we're playing again there on the 31st, supporting an LA band called Dead Poet Society.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that. And then there's a group of lads playing there as well called the Heavy North, who are a really good band from around our
I'm
way.
well excited for them, to be honest, because like I was well excited to see them. They were meant to be playing Festival, and then they dropped out for their personal reasons. And well, I think Erin, our manager, spoke to the organizer of Festival. I was like, listen, was there any chance you can get us on like for their slot? And unfortunately, we couldn't at that time. And then another band dropped out, so we filled in for the 7 o'clock slot, and like couldn't have asked for anything better, to be quite honest. But at the same time, really gutted the Heavy North dropped out, because we really wanted to see him, didn't we? But they still came down, didn't they?
Yeah, two of the lads come down, and we got
come
to
down
meet
and
them.
see us. It was really good of them, yeah.
Oh, right, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So, got any exciting stories of being on the road? I don't know how many shows you've played. How many shows have you guys played together?
We've done 5 in total, but we done 3, and then we had a 18-month break due to COVID.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's been a bit of a nightmare for everyone. But I mean,
we haven't really been on a road. We've been in a practice room for 18 months. Yeah.
So like the roads, they're pretty much the Queensway Tunnel, isn't it? Like, we've really been on. Like.
But yeah, I mean, at least you kept productive, and I mean, your EP has come out of it, I suppose, out of being stuck in lockdown.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about. I mean, the first gig we done was 2000 and was it 19 or 20?
Yeah, it was December 2019.
Yeah.
So,
that was the first gig we done, and then we done a couple more, and then we went into lockdown, and then we were watching back on videos from 2019 compared to now, and like the difference that 18 months of being in a practice room makes to a band is like ridiculous. Because back then we thought, oh yeah, we're pretty good, and now we watch it, we're like, oh, we were fucking terrible back then.
So it's tightened you up a lot.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
100%, like, but
Yeah, well, that's what you need, isn't it?
yeah, it's been good. As soon as we were allowed sort of back in the practice room, we were back in there like at least twice a week, and then yeah, we managed to release 3 singles, and then we released our EP as well. So it's sort of done us good, and being able to sort of have that time to sit down and actually write songs instead of trying to come in, going, here's an idea and stuff like that. That's been really good for us as well.
So have you got what you were saying about you got other gigs coming up? Have you got anything around the UK? Are you supporting any larger bands or anything like that?
We've got a good support lot coming up, but I don't think we're allowed to mention it yet.
Okay.
But
When are you playing it?
Oh yeah.
It'll be in October.
Oh, yeah, we won't release this till December, so you might as well tell us.
Yeah, I can't really say, but anyway, it'll be if whoever's listening, keep an eye on our social media. I'm sure we'll be able to announce it shortly. Other gigs we've got are the one on the 31st coming up, and then we're in talks of getting a Christmas gig with all local bands around us together as well. So, but I'm sure.
Yeah, somebody else mentioned that before you started, before you came on air, but I'm not allowed to say anything about it apparently.
Yeah. Well, I've just said something about it, but we don't know where it is or who's playing yet. So
it's something to do with that fucking Candice guy.
Yeah, something to do with him.
We're in Rail in September as well, aren't we?
Oh yeah, that's another gig.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Playing
Well,
some.
that should have been the main one we were advertising for these lads. Like,
Yeah. Do you know what? I completely forgot about it.
We're playing in Wales.
Yeah. I need to check my calendar. But yeah, we've got that one in Brill. We're playing with a band called, I think they're called Body Water, and I think there's a lad called Luke Gallagher playing as well. And the venue has gone out my head. Is it the Front Room or something? Might be the Front Room. It might be the Late Room. I can't remember the name of the venue, but it's in Brill. If you Google the room, you'll probably find it.
Oh, I don't know. You need to get down south, man.
Yeah. Defo.
Yeah. 100%.
Down south is where the action is.
That's proper Wales, isn't it? No offense to anyone from North Wales, by the way, but like, no, well, like South Wales is proper Wales, like.
It's play the rugby, isn't it?
Yeah. You know what it is? South Wales is proper Wales, right? No offense to people in North Wales. But people in North Wales speak Welsh.
Yeah.
And if you go to if we go to North Wales and we don't speak Welsh, they won't fucking talk to us.
That's right.
That's true.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more. Yeah, but there's a lot more Welsh being taught in schools now. Because when we were in school back in 2026. No, that's going forward, isn't it? But back when we were in school, there used to be a woman called Margaret Thatcher who was in charge of the country, and she actually banned Welsh schools from teaching Welsh. So
that does not surprise me.
I've heard a little bit about this Margaret Thatcher run. She's a bit of a wanker, like.
So she basically tried to kill not only the mining communities, but she also tried to kill a language. And some of our school teachers used to teach it in our break times, you know. So if we wanted to really learn it, we'd have to go in our dinner time or stay late after school. But now it's sort of become part of the curriculum again, where they actually teach Welsh in school. Is that right, Dave?
We've got to take it, yeah. So when I was in school, I learned it for maybe 1 or 2 years, and then because I was told it was a dying language, I took German instead. And that's true. And then, but my kids, when they were in school, they left school 10 years ago. My son would have left school. It was part of the curriculum. So everybody had to do a GCSE in Welsh, and it's still the same today. So
that's brilliant. I mean, it's taking pride in your culture and your history and giving you pride in that. I mean, like what Thatcher did to a lot of different working class communities was just eroded any and all of the culture that was surrounding that. I mean,
Yeah.
like particularly like whether it was Ireland, Scotland, Wales, or as well in the Merseyside as well,
Yeah.
because we
Do
got
you know-
slapped by it. They killed the mining industry, but they also killed the shipbuilding industry.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Which
yeah.
particularly Birkenhead, like that was what put it on the map. Like
Yeah.
Birkenhead in the early 1900s, like Camel Head, like it was massive. You go to some of these old beautiful houses, like Hamilton Square, and it's all like these old merchants that used to live around there, and they're just beautiful buildings. And then like towards Rock Ferry, you've got these beautiful buildings right on the front, and most of them are all like destitute.
Yeah, derelict.
Because-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just horrible. It's horrible what like a shift in priorities can do to a country.
Do you know when Thatcher died? I was actually on a night out in Liverpool, and it went wild. Like
I bet it did. They're still
every-
fucking celebrating in Wales.
everyone was in a really fucking good mood. So at the end of the night, when the bar started shutting at about 3 in the morning, it was fucking funny because we were walking out the bar, and every bar was giving everyone free milk on the way up.
Yeah. Fucking milk snatcher. Yeah, she's still fucking ridiculed in Wales as a fucking bitch.
Yeah, I think
Excellent.
she's hated in Liverpool a lot as well.
Yeah.
I say a lot, she's just fucking hated in Liverpool.
Yeah, I think she's I think she's eating in most of the poor communities, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing she was interested in was opening fucking ice cream shops.
Mm.
So,
Yeah,
So,
but
yeah.
going back to sort of like the south area or down by here, like Bristol is massive for music. Do you know what I mean? It's got so many different venues, and then like Terry said, throughout South Wales now, it's even though we've had the issues with COVID and the pandemic, most of the music venues have survived, which is really good news. So
That's beautiful.
yeah, so if you look through sort of like Cardiff, Swansea, there's some really, really good venues down south, you know, and so obviously some of the, you know, some smaller ones, but obviously there's some larger ones as well that will cater for like 300 odd people.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd
they just
love to
rebuilt-
do. Oh, sorry to
Oh,
interrupt.
it's okay.
I'd love to do Cardiff, Swansea, like particularly like Bristol as well. Like Bristol just looks like a boss city, doesn't it? Like
Amazing,
it looks like a fun little city. I'd love to do there.
There's a band from Cardiff playing that festival on the weekend. I don't know if any Buzzard. Have you listened to them?
Oh, why? Yeah.
They're brilliant. Like they're quite T-Rex, quite Mark Bolan kind of vibe to them, but they're a fucking really good band. I've been watching them for a while. Like, but yeah, the music's brilliant. It's just sort of feel good music and stuff like that. And I picked them up like during the pandemic. And I was just like, how are they fucking writing songs like this in such a grim time? And they're all like really upbeat and sort of glam rock kind of tunes. But yeah, they're a brilliant band from Cardiff. I'd definitely check them out.
Yeah, it was probably because they were furloughed like me and they were drinking from 12 o'clock in the morning, sat in an art performance.
Love all that.
That's inspirational.
Yeah, yeah. I was just saying, then they rebuilt the Patriot, or they're rebuilding the Patriot, and they Dave.
I don't know. It's still open.
Because I've seen a load of pictures on Instagram and that they recently posted as all about the refurbishment. So it looks like they've knocked half it down and rebuilt it all again.
I don't know. I haven't seen
Yeah.
it.
There's a couple of venues local to David, the Patriot and the Dragonfly.
Yeah.
And they're always looking for acts. So, you know, maybe
Patriot
Yeah.
and the Dragonfly. We'll take note of them.
Yeah, take note of them. I mean, you could put yourself a decent little tour together, really, if you include little venues like that. You know, I'm about to say little. I mean, the Dragonfly holds about 120, and the Patriot holds about what 300.
Yeah, it's bigger again. I've not actually been up there, but I know it's a bigger venue than the Dragonfly. You've got the Patty in Swansea as well. It's an old pavilion that's been done out, and those damn crows did like a Christmas show in there, and there must have been 300-400 people in there as well, and there was still room to move. So
Yeah.
there are a good few venues, and obviously you've got a tram shed, you know, which is I don't know, about 1,200 people. I think the tram shed.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
They're the
there's
type of
some-
venues you need, aren't they? Because, I mean, of the venues that have survived sort of in Merseyside, the ones that are left are good, maybe 80% of them. If you're not playing like covers, they won't have you on. You know what I mean?
Oh
They
yeah.
won't have bands that are playing their own stuff unless you're playing Brown Eyed Girl and Mr. Brightside. The majority of these venues don't want to know about it, even if you're selling tickets. So generally, I think you do get sort of like a handful of venues that will allow sort of like bands playing their own stuff. But other than that, it is a bit of a struggle. So as far as names go, we'll get on to Erin, our manager. About
Yeah,
those,
just a little drop me an email and I'll check the info over to her.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
we know
mega,
Nick.
mate. Thank you very much.
We know Nick from the Dragonfly. He's been on a show once. He was a bit drunk, but
Was yeah.
yeah, he
He's
came
really
on to
quiet, and he's a very quiet guy and quite reserved. And I think to come on and face my cousin, he needed to have a couple of beers, and at the end of it, slam him.
Yeah, he was fucking pissed.
But like I said, there's some really good venues in Bristol as well, and you know, again, you've got some smaller venues, and then obviously up to the O2 Arena, which you know, and I've seen you know, the bands that they have in there all play their own original music. You know what I mean? So I've seen, you know, a lot of local Bristolian bands in there, but then obviously, you know, they're supported by some Welsh bands and, you know, some English bands too. So there are still a lot of good venues about, which is great.
I think that's the way to do it as well. You get a mixture of sort of out of towners and then your local sort of established or upcoming bands, and then you get a bit of everything for everyone, then, don't you?
Yeah, and you get a following in as well. See, so
yeah, exactly.
Because normally a local band will pack a venue. So if you're going in there as a support act, you're going to be picking up some new fans, which is always good, isn't it? So.
Defo.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right then, guys. We've covered about everything, I think.
Yeah.
So, and any of you like food?
Yeah, I love it.
It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I mean, not fucking for sustainability, but for you know, are you a bit of a foodie or?
Oh yeah, mega.
Because I was just reading the story. Like, I always try and put a story in a show, unless it goes on fucking too long. And some cunt in America, you know, mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fucking remarkable dish of macaroni and fucking cheese.
I thought you were telling us about a new rap group there.
Could be.
I'd listen to him.
But some American person has come up with the idea of making it into an ice cream.
Oh, dirty.
So now you've got a mac and cheese ice cream, and apparently it's selling like wildfire. But it would with the Americans, because they're fucking nasty cats.
Americans have fucking cheese in a can. Anything's gonna fucking sell over.
I'll try anything once. I will try anything once, so I'd give it a go. Like, but
I don't think I would even eat mac and fucking cheese.
You could like hot dog sausages in it, couldn't you? It'd be nice, instead of a
plate ice cream.
Hot dog sausages and mac and cheese ice cream.
I seen a video once of an American fella like showing stuff that you can buy in their supermarkets, and there was a whole chicken in a can, and like he opened it and tipped it out.
Yeah.
Like someone had fucking threw up or something. It was.
It's like the baby out of a razor head. Have you ever seen that movie?
So into it. Just like, nah.
That's a pretty freaked out movie. Fucking hell, that's an old one, isn't it?
Oh god, yeah.
I'm still getting over fucking mac and cheese ice cream. That's fucking.
Oh yeah, that's pretty disgusting. Yeah, but they got all sorts of crap in America, like you said, chicken in a can, and I'm surprised they don't have that in the UK actually.
Assault rifles in your supermarket, all kinds. Do you reckon they've got gun flavoured ice cream? I feel like that's something they'd have.
Gunpowder, maybe.
Yeah, gunpowder, smoky.
Well, they've got
gunpowder chicken. Gunpowder chicken.
Yeah. Well, if you go to like a sushi restaurant, then they've got like black sesame ice cream. Have you ever had black sesame ice cream?
I haven't. No.
Okay, well they got black. Well, they have. Well, I live in Holland, so. And they've got black sesame ice cream, which is like obviously black sesame seeds. And
I'd definitely try it.
Yeah, if you like sesame seeds, it's okay, you know. So if if you're a bit of a budgie or whatever. But but yeah, it's a really distinct taste, and it's obviously black. The ice cream is black, so yeah, maybe I was just thinking about the gunpowder ice cream thing, and maybe it's sort of similar. But probably not.
I think that fella who's come up with that mac and cheese ice cream has probably been sitting at home. He's had a bong full of weed, and he's just had mac and cheese and ice cream, and he's dropped his mac and cheese into the ice cream and gone, oh, fuck it. And then the next day he's done it again, sober, and he's gone, do you know what? I'm onto something here. And then he's just selling it now, and he's making a fucking fortune.
Well, actually, it was put together by the company Kraft. They make
there's
fucking
one
Kraft
thing,
cheese.
yeah.
They make probably melted cheese in a can.
Do you know what? There's probably been about fucking 8 executives who've had to sign that off as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
without a
wonder,
doubt.
I wonder what that brainstorming session looked like what got turned down in that meeting, do you know what I mean? If that made it through, what were the sort of rejected ideas?
Bumhole and foot.
There's literally nothing else though I can think of that could possibly be worse than mac and cheese and ice cream combined. What else could you put mac and cheese with that would be worse than that? Apart from like milk or
Chicken
something.
in a can.
Marmite.
Yeah.
Anything with Marmite would do it for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Marmite and parsnip.
You don't like parsnips?
Nah, gross.
Oh, I like
I love
parsnips. I
them.
don't like fucking Marmite, but
They're all like stringy inside and shit. They're horrible.
But it looks
Parsnips,
like
mate.
it looks like Kraft, the company Kraft cheese, and a Dutch guy called Van Leeuwen has fucking made it.
Okay.
He's got a
That
lot
gets even worse.
He's probably put a bit of weed in it, then, have he?
100%.
Yeah, give you the munchies,
Really
yeah, and then
Definitely.
definitely keep on eating it. So, all right then, guys. All right, well, thanks for joining us. Pity about the other two.
Yeah, we'll batter them for you, don't worry.
Yeah, they haven't got
Yeah.
much to say anyway, to be honest.
Yeah. Nice one for having us on anyway.
Yeah, and you know, have you got any inklings of an album coming out, or?
We haven't really sat down and spoke about it. We're writing at the minute, so we're going to get some more tunes under our belt, tighten them, and then maybe chuck out another single towards the end of the year, and then we'll be looking into next year for another EP or potentially an album.
Okay.
But at the minute, we're just writing more, so I'm sure we'll have more tunes coming soon.
All right, cool. So tell us your socials, and then Cult Icon at Twitter.
Yeah, so Twitter is @CultIcon1. Facebook is Cult Icon Band, and Candlish knows the Instagram. I think it's
Cult.icon. So
Right, okay.
not even remotely uniformed, but I've got the tidiest one, I think.
Yeah, you need to tie them all up together. I mean, all hell's are just Chopsing, I think.
It's when you go on and you try and get them and you think, how many fucking people are using this handle already?
It's like we found a cult icon somewhere, and it wasn't it like it was some kind of marketing firm.
Yeah,
They look like wankers as well.
the Twitter one is a guy who posted one tweet in 2014 and he hasn't tweeted since. But
It's like that.
yeah, I'm just like, I don't want to message him saying, can we have your handle, in case he's just like, you can, but it's going to cost you $4,000.
Maybe he's dead.
Yeah, maybe. I might get in touch with Twitter and say, can you check up on this guy?
So, but how did you come up with a name?
Oh God, that was it on me. That, to be honest. So
Accidental WhatsApp message, really, when you were
yeah, like I was talking about Harvey Keitel. Was it Harvey Keitel or Harvey Keitel? I think it's
Harvey
Keitel,
Keitel,
innit?
yeah.
Harvey Keitel, yeah. And I was talking in a separate lads group chat, and I was bladdered. And I was like, oh, he's like a cult series icon, isn't he? And in the other group chat, the band group chat, we were like troubleshooting for a name for a band, and that kind of stuck. And that's it. There's no other thought into it other than that. It's just like, oh, that sounds cool, man. Let's do that. And that was pretty much the idea behind it.
All right, fair enough.
The band is named after Mr. White out of Pulp Fiction.
Oh God, yeah, the main man, the main
Harvey
man.
Keitel, yeah.
Hey, he's a cool
What
guy.
was that guy who was in oh, what the fuck? What's that? DJ Norman.
Oh, the one that's married to
Norman Cook,
Yeah, Norman Cook.
Yeah.
What's his DJ handle called?
Fat Boy Slim.
Fat
Yeah.
Boy Slim. Who was that actor who was in one of his videos a few years ago?
Candlish does a really good impression of him as well. What's
Who
his
was
name? Candlish, the one where you go,
Walken.
wow.
Christopher Walken,
Wow,
that's him. I was
Christopher
watching
Walken. He's a real crazy guy.
Yeah, I was watching a movie with him in it last night. I couldn't think of his fucking name. I couldn't be asked to Google it. So.
Keeping a watch up my ass.
What was
father's
the film
watch.
you were watching?
What film?
Man on Fire with Denzel Washington.
Oh,
Belts of that, you know.
Yeah, that is a belter.
A bit sad he died in the end.
Oh, yeah.
there.
You spoiled it, eh?
You
Ah,
ruined
God.
it. I've only watched half of it.
I love any bit of fiction where the main character dies at the end. It's like, yeah, job done. That's it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
No
no
sequel.
time for a sequel. No sequel for you.
No.
I've come here to do a job. Boxed off, mate. See you later.
Yeah,
Scarface
that
is the
Keanu
goat.
Reeves should have been killed off in his first movie. What was that fucking movie called?
Oh, John Wick.
John Wick, yeah.
Oh, no. They're class. I love the
I
Wick.
thought you meant Bill and Ted.
He definitely should have been killed off in that.
You've been killed off in that, like, never had a film after that. Keanu Reeves, man, he went from, yeah, are you okay? To, like, just so serious, blowing apart buildings, like, oh.
Yeah, but
Wick.
man, that last one was a bit fucking over the top, wasn't it?
John Wick, the last one, I haven't seen it.
I think I've genuinely only watched the first one.
The first one's not too bad, you know.
First one's banger.
This one's decent.
The second one's, yeah, all right, but the third one's just fucking.
The third one's with Halle Berry in it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit. Is it? What's it called? John Wick.
Parabellum.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Parabellum.
He just goes way off on a.
It's amazing. They're
Oh,
all...
I was watching. Oh, this is funny as well. I was watching Cowboys and Aliens the other day.
I've never been able to finish it. I keep
Do you know what? I've got a fucking story about that film. So, my girlfriend, when we first got together, about 3-4 months in, her nan and granddad had a villa over in Turkey, and she was like, "We'll go over there, meet my nan and granddad." So this was like the first time meeting them. And I got over there, and she was like, "I'm just gonna go shopping with me nan." And I was like, "All right, Nan." So me and the granddad, he was a Welsh fella, Bobby as well. There, he passed away a year ago now, I think. But yeah, he was a fucking legend. And I'm sitting there, first time I met this fella, like, and he says, he was big into his Western films and stuff. Ever seen a film called Cowboys and Aliens? And I was like, no, I haven't. He went, yeah, I'll put it on for you. Fucking brilliant film. I'm like, great. Fucking fell asleep on the couch. I'm sitting in a fucking villa in the middle of Turkey, don't know where I am, watching Cowboys and Aliens, which, by the way, is the worst fucking film. My girlfriend Mary'd been out for, I don't know where they'd gone. They definitely hadn't gone shopping because I watched the whole film. And when he got back, Bobby wakes up and he goes to me, "Fucking brilliant film that." But me, first time meeting, didn't want to offend him. Yeah, it's great that. If I never watch that film again for the rest of my life, I'll be happy because it's dreadful.
I was watching it the other day and I was like, yeah, I just sat there watching it, just fucking, I was messing around on my phone and doing some stuff. Sat with my girlfriend. And then I was watching it, but then when, who's the lead guy in it?
It's Daniel Craig, innit?
Oh yeah, Daniel Craig. His girlfriend gets picked up by this alien fucking flying thing with a wire on it. So then he goes after him on his horse. He's like fucking galloping down the side of this fucking, I don't know what it is, this fucking canyon. And then he's like speeding up on his horse, and he actually jumps off his horse and he lands on the fucking spaceship, right? So I said to my girlfriend, I said, it's getting a bit far-fetched, this movie now, isn't it?
That was where you drew the line.
That was the bit that did it for you.
It was like,
a horse would never run off that cliff. Not like there's a fucking alien picking up his missus. Like. No horse would ever run off a cliff.
She's like, oh, it's only now you realise it's a bit fucking far-fetched.
Was she like, shut up and eat your mac and cheese ice cream?
Yeah. With an hot dog sticking out of it.
The hot dog's the spoon.
Well, yeah, it's actually one of them hollow ones and you've got to suck the ice cream out.
Wow, beautiful. Mega.
So,
stick a black face in there and be like, wow, this is so crazy. What I like to do is warm up the ice cream just a little.
Oh, all right then, guys. Let you get off and have your dinner.
Nice one, gents. Absolute pleasure speaking to you.
It
Thanks for having us,
on,
lads.
boys.
It was, and when you got something else to tell us about, come back on and shout it from the rooftops.
Definitely.
Defo.
Or if you just want to
Defo,
come back on and talk some bollocks sometime, just come back on and talk some bollocks.
Sound.
We're always open for a chat, so.
Always game for chatting shit, mate. Always.
All right then, guys, take it easy.
See you
Alright, see you later, fellas.
Thank you very much.
Cheers,
Good
guys.
luck with the gigs, and hopefully David will see you soon.
Yeah, come down here.
See you soon.
Thanks very much, lads.
Nice one.
Ah,
Ta-ra, boys.
ta.
Bye.
there you go.
You know the thing that struck me most about them?
They were from the Wirral.
No, it was their maturity.
Oh, okay.
Because they're such a young band, but the way they were sort of describing their influences and just really, really mature, sort of like well old for their years. So I reckon they're going to go really far. I got to be honest. They seem pretty switched on and know what's happening. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah, yeah.
influences and everything. They've got a really, really good base to start from, but just really mature. Obviously, we had a dick about it at the end, but
Yeah, we always have to think about it. So.
yeah, I was really impressed with how the mature outlook and everything on their band.
Yeah, well, it seems to be that a couple of the guys have had parents or fathers in the music industry, so.
Yeah, it was good, really good. Then, and like I said, I've listened to their EP and it's great. Really, really like it. I'm a massive fan of the Black Crows and a massive fan of Rival Sons. So
Yeah, I haven't heard of Rival Sons, to be honest, but
oh, they're great. Really good.
you will have heard of the Black Keys.
I'm going to check them out now.
I think their biggest hit was Lonely Boy, I think.
Okay.
And that's a really famous song. So.
I'll have to
But yeah, if you listen to their first song on Spotify and then you go click straight to the Black Keys, you can definitely hear the influences there. So.
Okay. All right, we'll do that.
But yes, all right then, mate. We've got some really cool stuff coming up shortly.
Mhm.
So we need people to keep subscribing. Our subscribers are going up slowly. We're up to 84 now.
Good.
So yeah, I mean, we've got some good stuff coming up. We've got CJ Wildheart coming on.
It's cool.
We've got Scarlet Rebel coming on. So yeah, we've got some good stuff.
Yeah.
In the pipeline. Where's my diary? I don't know what else we got coming up, but they're just a couple of the names I need to mention. So
yeah,
keep subscribing, people, and then otherwise you're going to miss it. Oh, you know what we should have spoke about then when I mentioned that Cowboys and Alien film? We should have told the guys to watch Abby Bella.
Yeah.
Damn it, I missed a trick there.
Yeah.
So
I've had quite a few comments come in.
Yeah.
About it, yeah, and in fairness, there's been nothing horrible. I mean, she had sort of like really derogatory comments and stuff, and all I've had is just, what a great girl, really game for a laugh, just batshit crazy. And I was like, yeah, she's awesome, absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it batshit crazy. I just think it's a fucking PR stunt. So
yeah,
you know what I mean.
Brilliant.
But it could backfire also. That's the only problem.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's not going to hurt her, is it?
I don't know. You never know. People like, if people can really see it for what it is, then it can only help. Yeah. But like you said, she's getting all these derogatory comments and people, just basically fucking calling her an idiot and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, those sort of people are never going to get it. They probably won't even watch this program because they won't fucking get it.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, you're just a pair of fucking idiots. I don't know what you're talking about. So,
yeah.
But I mean, that's true. But
it is, yeah. It's not much to get, really, is it? That's kind of like it.
But it's like, yeah, for those sort of people to be messaging that shit is just like, yeah, you're never going to get it.
No, that's right.
So
you see it all over Facebook and social media, anyways. And it was just all the hate does. You just got to filter it out and ignore it, innit?
Yeah. All right then, mate. We're having a short one tonight. Well, short one's an hour, still an hour. So.
Yeah. I have got a I don't know her name actually, Sky something or other. Shout out for our youngest ever medalist at the Olympics.
Okay.
There was a young girl, 13 years of age, got a bronze in skateboarding.
Okay. Are they allowed to be in the Olympics at 13?
Yeah. The gymnasts are normally pretty young, aren't they? And she's our youngest ever Olympist.
Gold
medalist, bronze medalist.
Oh, right. But okay. All right then. Shout out to Sky the skateboarder.
Sky the skateboarder. Pretty cool, that is.
Not that she'll ever watch this, because this.
She will.
No, she wants parental guidance, so she'll have to wait 5 years.
Well, she just had a £4 million contract from Nike as well. At 13 years of age, yeah.
See, I mean, so I told you about your kids, mate. You should have fucking let them go for it, and then
I never stopped them. They stopped themselves.
let them go for their hockey careers, and
Yeah, I know.
they'd
Well,
be flying.
I'm gonna put a shout out to a young lad that played hockey with me in the same team as me. Is actually represented Great Britain now at the Olympics. So I'm gonna see if we can get him on, and we can have a chat with him. I'd be amazing, I would.
Yeah, okay, cool.
What an experience he's had. Fantastic.
Yeah. Did he win anything?
No, they got knocked out in the quarters, unfortunately, Great Britain.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, so I think they got knocked out by India, who were it's one of their first sports is like cricket, then hockey, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, they're massive hockey players in India, and then they got absolutely battered by Belgium, but they're the world number ones, and they just won gold. So
yeah, hockey in Belgium. Hockey. The Dutch and the Belgians are pretty big in hockey.
yeah, they're good. They are good.
They even play fucking ice hockey over here, so.
Do they play ice hockey? Do they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
they do ice hockey and normal hockey, so
Yeah.
field hockey.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
So, all right,
Cool.
All right, mate.
Yeah.
And I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
Ta-ra.
Just a shout out, Jacob Draper. We want you on.
Oh, I
GB.
need to shout someone out. Fucking Autumn Killers.
Yes.
Good luck, lads, because you're doing that. You're smashing it. And I did put a post up the other day.
Okay.
All right, Paul, Rob, Reese, or whatever your name is.
Yep.
All right. Ta-ra.
Cheers. What's happening now?